see here. All right, everyone give me a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. So today we're gonna start talking about the fourth quarter. I always try to do a push at the end of the year because the fourth quarter is super important to focus your goals and get organized. A lot of people slack off at the end of the year and it's the wrong thing to do because what's gonna happen is you're gonna come January and February, you're gonna have no business, right? So it's important to really be laser focused. So we're going to talk about some things that we can prep and do for our fourth quarter. I actually printed you guys some stuff too. I'm going to go over here. Right. So what should we be doing for our fourth quarter? Let me just go share my screen here and go to this article. Okay. What are our 10 steps to a money-making fourth quarter? Okay, so we know it's the holiday season, right? And what happens during the holiday season, we have all these parties, all these social events to attend, and we tend to work less. They say that I think the average person only works 40 to 45 days for the last quarter, right? We would, in reality, we should be working more like 70 days, about 70 days over the next quarter. Right? So what are you going to do to help make you be successful? Okay. Basically, first thing you're going to do is you're going to utilize all your social events and all of your parties and gatherings that you have to attend. Okay. These are amazing networking situations. Okay. You're going to have birthdays and Thanksgivings and, you know, holiday parties and potlucks, and not our potluck, obviously, because everybody's a real estate agent, but you know, anything that you have to attend, utilize them. Talk, bring real estate into the conversation, bring your business cards with you. I tell you, 9 times out of 10, when you're in a social situation, real estate is a topic that always comes up. Okay, it's a very popular subject. Everybody talks about real estate all the time in some capacity. Okay, so even if you're not bringing it up, it's going to come up when you're in a social situation. Be prepared to utilize those social situations that you're in and network. You hone your networking skills. Okay. So everybody kind of considers this like the slowest time of the year. And a lot of agents are slacking off. They're not working. Like I said, the average agent they're saying is working about 40 days for the next little bit of the quarter. You have to use this to your advantage. So I'm going to show you how to use this to your advantage. This is a good time, especially for you guys that are just starting out, to not have as much competition out there. Think about it, okay? A lot of these active agents, maybe they've already hit their goals for the year. Maybe they're taking some vacation time now, spending time with family during the holidays. And I'm not saying you have to work yourself like a dog and not spend time with your family, but we're going to plan out a little bit how we can strategize and work the last quarter, because you all of a sudden don't have a lot of competition out there, okay? So, by October, many agents have already started to act like the holidays are already here. You're going to act like you're planning. You're going to plan because you want to start a successful year next year, 2023, and you want to end this year well. Okay. So what I talk about focusing, because a lot of agents aren't working out there, what are things that you can do to go and try and hone in some business? So there are going to be a lot of people who weren't able to sell their property. We have a lot of clients who are out there who are very ambitious that the prices would remain high like they did during COVID times. You know what? I just realized it's not sharing my screen for you guys. 1 second. It's probably because of this background I have on here. 1 moment. I'm just going to go in here and take this background off for me. More, no, it's not more. Where is it again? I rarely put on this background. Usually my kids fool around and put the background on for me. Because I want you guys to be able to see the share there. People online, sorry guys, just give me a second, because the people online can't see what I'm sharing with you here on the screen. So I don't want them to be able to read along and share. What am I doing here? Advanced. No, where's my screen options? No, I don't want to stop the video. I want to record. Where's the full screen? No. Okay. 1 moment. Reactions.
Push this arrow. There is something.
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
Second one.
No, this one is just lets me scroll through all the people that are currently online with me right now. So let me think of what the trick was. There's one. I thought it was under more. The funniest part is usually I create the link for the office under the office login, but I was logged in on here on Tuesday when the other guy took to host it. So I actually made the link for tonight under my name. So 1 second. I'm just going to call for backup and then I'll continue while backup comes. Okay, let's see if Sarah will come. She's in an online there, but it's all right. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen with you guys here until I sort that out for a minute. It's not important for what I'm saying right now, but basically I wanted to share the little chart I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to try and get some business because there's less competition out there, right? So this means it's going to be less competition for people out there trying to get listings, but also we have a lot of clients weren't getting the fact that the market was falling so quickly in price. So I know I've used it as an example a couple of times, but I had clients who when I did the listing for the Timberbank property I just sold there, if you guys saw the listing go through the brokerage, my client had originally called me in March and he had asked me what the purchase price of his property was, a sale price. And I had told him $970, but he took a little while to get back to me, and he didn't get back to me till May because he was going through a separation. And by the time he got back to me 3 months later, the purchase price of his property was now $820. And he said to me, are you kidding me? I lost $150,000 for a matter of 3 months of making a decision. And I said, unfortunately, yes, because we had already been through a few rate hikes that sort of halted our market, right? So a lot of clients out there, tons of sellers out there weren't grasping this concept. So there is a whole bunch of expired listings sitting in our your internet is unstable. Hopefully you guys can hear me online. There's a whole bunch of expired listings in the system that usually really active agents, even like myself, who we're constantly going in the system and we're saying, what's expired, what's terminated, what do I already know that's for sale that didn't sell that I can turn around and sell. Now, why do you do this? Because right now you guys are probably getting a little frustrated, right? Like I say to you guys, what are you guys doing to get business? You want to know how to go business. You're doing a lot of cold calling, like they say, not necessarily cold calling on the phone, but you're talking to your contacts. You're trying to figure out where to get business from, right? If that's not working out, what's better than a cold call, a warm call, what we like to call in sales, right? A warm call is somebody that you already know needs to sell. Okay, that would be like going through our expired listings, and I'm going to take a moment and show you guys how to do that. Going through our expired listings and going through our terminated listings in the system and any for sale by owners that you see. You guys have to make it a habit that when you're going around, you're aware of, I always say, people with bins in their property, people who are just done a renovation, a lot of garbage to the curb. Maybe they're doing their roof. Maybe they're, you don't have a for sale by owner sign out. These are warm calls that you're going to focus on to try and pull some business. And let me reiterate that it is a good time of year to be doing this because there is less competition. Okay. A lot of active agents, and I'm going to go over a little goal setting and tracking with you guys. Today, we're going to do a little tracking. I think one session we'll do about goal setting for the year, but how to talk about how much we're making. Any successful agent has a goal set because when you write that goal down, it's physically there for you to be accountable for. Okay. So I set my goals for this year, right? Reach my goals for this year. It doesn't mean I'm not going to work, but a lot of agents are kind of slacked off and they say, okay, I reached my goals for the year. I'm going to take a month or two off. I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to go do whatever. Right. So this is the time for you guys to shine. Less competition. Okay. So I'm just going to go click over quickly to Stratus to show you guys how to look at expired listings there. Well, you know what? Maybe it's up here in my screen. I just figured it out. Oh, good. Thank goodness. And I can fix it for you guys. Blur my background, choose virtual background. Let me see here. I do not want a virtual background. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I had to figure this out. Oh, I'm just trying. How do I take off the background period, Saraf? I'm in the virtual background, general video, background.
You actually in my house on here, was it?
Mirror my video, studio effects. I don't want a studio effect. I want no effect. Oh, none. There we go. Staring right at it, figured it out just as you walked in the room. Thank you, Saraf, though. That's okay. No worries. Okay. At least you guys can see my screen now online. I apologize for that. You couldn't see the first screen, but I'm going to go back to that article. Right now, I'm going to go over to Stratus and I'm going to show you guys how to look up what it is that I'm talking about. Okay. Just minimize a few things here. Got a lot of things open. Okay. So basically, when you're going through expired listings and terminated listings, that is something that was already for sale that was unable to sell for a reason. Okay. Expired listings are listings that have run their course and gone to their expiry date and never sold. And terminated listings are terminated for a reason. Maybe that person got angry, didn't like the fact that they were sitting 20 days on the market, even though they signed for 3 months. They told their agent to take it down. Maybe they didn't like the prices they were getting, something. Okay. But the beauty is it's not cold calling. It's not trying to just find from something that you're unsure. Are you selling? Are you selling? Are you selling? No. Are you selling? No. It's, you already know that they want to sell. Right. So they're a really, really good resource. I can tell you that I've got a lot of listings over the years by looking up expired listings. So the first thing we're going to talk about is you have to have chosen your farm area by now. I know that you guys have sat for a couple of trainings now with me. Some of you new guys, some of you guys online haven't, but basically you should be choosing a farm area. Okay. If you haven't, whether you're a new agent or an old agent, and you haven't chosen one, you have to choose one. Okay. We take business from anywhere in Ontario. Okay. If our client calls us and says, come to Brampton, come to Kawartha Lakes, if you're willing to drive, you can sell there. But your farm area is where you go to look for business when you don't have business coming in. Okay. It's going to be the area that you consistently search for business in. Okay. So it should consist of 300 to 500 homes, something very small. Those are the places that you send your flyer every week to, that you would make your cold calls to. But also in this instance, it's going to be where you're going to search for your expired and terminated. Okay. So don't just pick a needle in a haystack and not know. You want to be so familiar with your neighborhood. You want to say, oh yeah, because I farm in this area all the time, I know that that house was up for sale. I saw it up and it's still not sold. I definitely have to call it. Okay. You have to become that familiar with your farm area to know. Otherwise, you're not going to get listings easily. It'll be just as bad as a cold call. Okay. So I'm just going to do an example and I'll just pick an area around us, whether it's your farm area or not, and just give you guys an idea how to search for those expired and terminated listings. Really good resource to follow right now, because all those sellers who, like I described, like my client was at least pretty cool with it. He knows he's used me more than once for sale and purchase transactions. He believed me when I'm telling him the price. But imagine your clients out there go, oh my God, no, $150,000 less in 3 months. Why? No, I want you to put it up for $970. I know that that's what you told me just a few months ago, right? Lots of listings are up like that. Okay. And lots of listings haven't sold. There's probably more expired listings in there than usual right now. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at unavailable. Okay. So you're going to click off available and then you go to continue. Okay. And then you're going to go down to, I'm just going to go to Toronto. And let me just look up around the office that has a lot of townhouse inventory though. Let me go to like EO9, for instance, and let's see. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to do the last status here. Okay. And I want to pick that it was either terminated or expired. Okay.
Last status, right?
The last status. Yeah. So that's the last update on the listing, that it was either terminated or expired. I should probably highlight my mouse for you guys online as well, so you can see a little easily where I am. Okay. So here I was looking at last status and I'm going to put expired or terminated. Okay. Now you should always be aware of this number up the top here. Right now I have 1,193. It will never display me 1,193. It can't. Expired and terminated in Toronto. Both of them expired and terminated in Toronto, in just this EO9 area, which is not that big an area, just like, you know, Woburn, Bendale, that little area pocket there. Okay.
How many are there? 1,000?
1,193.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. You're not going to look through 1,193.
This area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in a small area. But when you do your searches, keep in mind, it goes back 2 years. So right now I'm looking at the 2-year history of EO9, anything that's expired or terminated. I don't want 2 years. I want to focus on kind of the fall of everything. So I'm going to say from maybe even March. March might even be too far back. We're going to try and see how many we get. March until now, what's expired, what's terminated? Because I think from March onward, we had a lot of listings that went up that we're anticipating still getting good prices, right? So I want to say my last status update is expired or terminated. But I also want to put as the last update, I'm going to go here and I'm going to try to just reduce the date down from 2 years to from March till now. Okay, you see what happened? Now it's reduced it to 320. I'm still not happy with that because this will only display 200 results. So I'm going to miss 120. Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, March might be too far back. Let me go and try to put in here maybe something a little closer, because I think it was around May, June, people really started to get the effect like, oh, I'm not going to get the same price I got just a month or two ago, right? We'll go to June. Now we're down to 169. Beautiful. Honestly, these is off even a lot. Doesn't seem like a lot, but 169 is a lot because now you have to go through the list. You have to kind of tweak the system and go through a little bit of a list to see what has happened to these. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go to submit. Okay. And I'm just going to go and I sort them by habit at a street name. You don't have to, it doesn't make it any different, but basically I'm going to look here. I'm going to see that if there's any duplicates. So see 19 Abbeville. Oh, that's 19 Abbeville and 19 Albacore. Never mind. I thought they were both going to be the same, but it's okay. Okay, I don't see any duplicates right away, but what I'll show you what I'll do with them. Okay, so 49 Abbeville. Okay, what happened with this? It says, oh, this one says sold. I don't want sold. What did it do that for? Hold on, let me just go back to my criteria here. Last status expired or terminated. I did not pick a sold. I don't know why I did that. Hang on. Okay, well, this says strategy is glitching out. I'm going to go, maybe I'm going too slow for it. Sometimes it just acts weird on me. So I'm going to go at available again here. Okay, unavailable, sorry. I'm going to go to continue. I'm going to go to Toronto. Go back to EO9. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I just want to give you guys an idea, because if I tell you to search an expired or terminated and you're unaware how, I mean, it's not going to really be much use to you. So the last status expired or terminated. Oh, I picked sold date. That's why last update. I want to go here to last update and I want to pick from June on. I apologize. I think I clicked on the sold date there, but it's still showing me 169. Let's go see what comes up here. So why is it not? You know, Stratus is being so funny today because I have done this 100,000 times and I don't know why it's not working right now. I tried to edit a listing I had today and it wouldn't. I don't know if you guys edited listings before, but where you go to the pen, it wouldn't let me edit the listing today. So I'm going to call it a glitch and we can come right back to that, because 1000% that's the way you do it. I've done this 1,000 times. So, oh, hold on. I just realized what I did wrong. There we go. Christine is allowed some brain farts in the evening. Okay, expired and terminated. It'll give me the right number now. 132. There you go. And these are the ones that are expired and terminated. Now the list looks right. Okay. Oh, good. So there's some duplicates right at the top. So you can see 51 Abbeville has been terminated twice. So I want to know what's happened with this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up a new window and I'm going to search one by one, which is why I kind of say 132 results is a bit much when you're doing it. I would maybe narrow it down to 40 and try to catch realistically 2 or 3 houses that I'm going to focus on and go and figure out how to get that listing. Okay, so this one that I'm just going to check on, you want to make sure after you check the terminated and expired, 5151. Hold on here, I just got too many things open. I'm going to go to Toronto. Sorry. I'm going to go to Toronto. I want to know available, unavailable, because I want to make sure that they maybe didn't list it again before I go try to chase this listing, or that it didn't actually sell. Okay, so 5151. Okay, so see, now there's 3. I assume this one already is sold. Yes. Okay. So this one did sell. Do you see how they dropped in price though? This is what I talk about, the deflating culture right now happening with our sellers. They were very ambitious and they wanted to sell it for $1,050,000. They went down to 1,029,000, and then they ended up selling just on September 9th for 985. Okay, this is happening a lot with our clients. So you're going to find this one in particular has sold, but you're going to find ones that have expired and terminated because they're really sticking to their price. And hopefully by now, since the fall is here and they've seen some rate hikes happen, and they see that a lot of things haven't moved on the market, they'll be really ready to listen to you and try and sell if you try to get the listing. I'm going to try and look for one more just in hopes to find one before I go back to my other tips and tricks for the last quarter. Let's see what else we can find here. Let's just try 65 Amberjack. Let's see if that one sold. Okay. If it didn't, just trust me, when you go through this list, you will find several that haven't, and you will need to focus on them. And people always say, well, what do I do? Do I call them? Do I not? You do anything you can. You can Canada 411 and call them. You can go door knock on their door. I am a very in-person person. Like I have to go and I have to knock on that door and see if they'll answer. So again, you see this one. Oh, this one actually fared really well. Isn't that interesting? No. Oh, actually, if you guys look at these dates, this is an interesting one. In April, they purchased it for 1.3. And then in July, they put it back up for 1.249. I wonder if they renovated it and put it up with a bit of a bid date. Let's see. Offers anytime. I don't know, perhaps this is one of those situations like you were saying where they purchased it and now they were on variable and the rates have gone up and they're finding it kind of a pinch to carry now and they're trying to sell it again a few months later, right? So maybe this is one that's approachable because you haven't they haven't been able to sell and they obviously are interested in selling after purchasing for 1.3. Bit of a hard situation here because they probably want something close to what they purchased for and they're not going to get that right now, right? But anyways, that's just a quick idea of how you go for expired or terminated. Let me know when you actually go to try to do it, if you need to walk through it again, because unless you put it to practice, you might not remember what you're doing. Okay, so it's true that fewer homes are listed during the fourth quarter, but it's equally true that homes that are hardest to sell will sell now. Okay, and why do they say that? Okay. A lot of for sale by owners who are selling or were overconfident about their properties, like I say about that price, or any sellers that were overconfident about their price might be reconsidering now. But also the end of the year is the time that a lot of companies do relocations. All right. A lot of people, we've seen kind of a culture where it's feast or famine in real estate. Everybody says the spring market is our busiest market. It's not necessarily true because we kind of have the spring market, April to June. July and August are very quiet months because most people have set their closings to be before September. Why? Because most of families moving and the children are going back to school in September. They want to be settled in their new home before September, right? What happens in September is usually we have a little bigger boost than we've been having now, but our fall market comes into play. So while spring market may be our best, the second best time of the year for us real estate agents to make some money is now, the fall market. And why? Because people want to purchase a home and they want to close before the holidays. They want to close before the snow comes. Not a lot of people want to sell when it's ice and snow outside and they have to move furniture, right? So now is the time for sure that people would want to get a little boost for selling, right? Here, yeah, see the article was just going over it. I was going over here. It's good time for corporate relocation. Many people changing their job locations, hoping to move to a new home by the new year. Usually it's before the new year. It's usually before the holidays. And it's the best time of the year to lay down your plans for the new year and give some of those plans a test run. So what's going to work for me now, right? The biggest thing is that you don't want to be quiet real estate agent in January, February. That's probably the second quietest time of the year. I find August is a super quiet month, but January, February is going to be another quiet month for you guys. So don't bog yourself down with the details. Try to do one deal. So I try to encourage people to do one deal a month. Okay. But if you guys can set a goal to try and get one deal before this year is out for the last quarter, you will do yourself a tremendous favor because you will have also contacted a lot of people trying to get that one deal. And what happens is when you contact a lot of people to try to get that one deal, you make a lot of leads and connections. And you have to nurture those leads and connections because those are what make business easy for you in the coming months. What you do today is your business in the coming months. I always explain real estate like a big snowball that you're pushing, right? It's really hard to get your business going, but as long as you keep adding to your snowball, it gets bigger and bigger. Your contacts get bigger, your relationships get bigger, you know what I mean? And you get the ball rolling, you keep the ball rolling, right? But if you just focus on one deal, you get the deal, you go, oh, great, I got a commission coming in a month, and you do nothing, you get the commission, then you turn around, now you're gonna have 3 more months of making no money. Your idea is to be consistent. So usually I say 1 deal a month, but I'm gonna say 1 deal before the year is out should be your main goal. And there's plenty of time to do that and plenty of opportunity to do that. I'm going to show you guys this little sheet that I made up. It's a fun sheet. I don't know how I got a little number 7 there when I saved it. I guess I've touched something on the screen, but it'll give you guys a basic idea. I made you guys a copy, but I'm going to send everybody a new copy because I got that little number 7 in there. I want you guys to use this every week now. And come and talk to me about it and talk to me why you didn't hit these goals for the next few weeks for the last quarter. Okay. So you should be giving yourself a check mark, right? Or a number 1, if you want to do a point system, right? Monday, you're going to give yourself 1 point for every 10 new contacts. So what does that mean? Okay. That means that, hold on, I just want to make sure nobody's trying to get in here. That means 10 new contacts. So I talked to you guys about handing out 10 business cards. That is not the 10 new contacts I'm talking about. 10 business cards is just you giving it out. If when you give out 10 business cards in your day, you sit there and you talk to somebody and you say, hey, oh, you know what, if you ever need anything, and they say, yeah, you know what, I'm thinking of expanding my business. Can you find me a new commercial space? You go, absolutely. That's your 1 new contact. Okay. So how many contacts do you do on a Monday? If you do 3, I put 3 in that box. Okay, we should make it like a little competition, honestly, between all of us to see who's going to hit the most amount of points. I'm guaranteeing you, if you listen to me and you follow this, you're going to get some business. You guys are all going to have 1 deal by the end of this year. Guarantee you. Okay, you're going to need to contact 5 of your contacts of your past clients or center of influence. So for those of you who don't have past clients, you guys have heard me talk about your center of influence. Okay, basically you start off with a very basic list. People and you keep expanding on that, okay? And you're going to talk to your coworker who says that they know Taposh and Taposh wants to sell his house. Great, you just expanded your center of influence. And then you're going to talk to, somebody else, like your cousin, and they might say, oh, I have a colleague at work that wants to sell. Keep on talking to your center of 5 every day. Give yourself a point for that, okay? You're going to try to go for as many listing appointments, okay? Because you guys got to grab a listing. I keep on telling you, to be a successful agent, you've got to go and have a list, get listings. People know your name that way, right? So have your listing appointments. How many listings did you take that week, right? Give yourself a little tick. How many listings sold that week? How many buyers did you take out, right? You guys, just for the fun of it, if your buddy says to you, hey, if you ever see a cottage, just, let me know, right? I might buy what I like to fish, Start taking them out on weekends just for the fun of it. You're going to familiarize yourself with opening lock boxes, the questions you get asked during the showing. It gives you guys good experience, but you don't know that that's the little foundation that actually starts you. One day, the person you might be with go, I actually do like this condo you're showing me downtown. How much is it? Maybe we could put an offer in, okay? Just get in the habit of getting out there. You should be showing stuff. If you haven't shown stuff at all this week, you got a big problem. You're not going to sell anything, right? How many buyer sales you make that week? Holding an open house. I keep on talking over and over again. You guys have got to go into the system. So what you can do is you can go into the system and see specifically what our brokerage has to sell. And I'll show you actually how to do that maybe after I go over this. Coming to the office. Simple thing. And I know I say it and a lot of people don't listen to me, but the people who come to the office on a regular basis, they make relationships. They hear other people's, how they're talking on the phone, maybe to their client. Maybe they get good ideas about what to do. You get educated about the market environment. So when your clients ask you, you sound like an educated person because you're talking to all your colleagues and come to the office. I'm telling you, it's a rule of success for me, for sure. And then 10 cold calls or door knocks. So we have to do those calls of cold calling or door knocking where maybe you're going to call the street. Maybe there's a listing on your street where you live. You're going to do some just listed. Say, hey, did you see that house? Even if it's not your listing and you're a new agent. Did you see that house for sale? It's up for, $9.99. Isn't that great? Are you thinking of buying or selling? No? Okay. Do you know anybody else in the neighborhood thinking of buying or selling? right? You're gonna keep on top of that. Okay, and then you're gonna give yourself a weekly total. Yes.
You know, I have one business. I always thinking another goal,
Yeah.
but I scared of
Don't worry about it though. You can't be scared. What's the worst they can do? The worst they can say is no. You know what I mean? And the thing is you should never be afraid of a no. Okay. They say for every 100 calls, cold calls you make, not warm calls. And I'm trying to focus on some warm calls right now. Every 100 cold calls you make, you get one. Okay. One person to take on for business. So you can't, when you get a no or somebody slammed the door, if you're door knocking or they hang up the phone on you, you have to go, okay, yes, one more no towards getting one piece of business, right? You cannot be in this business and get down about everything. I'm telling you, the best advice my father ever gave me is he told me, he goes, never cry about real estate. He goes, your best friend's not going to use you. Your family's not going to use you. He goes, you're going to go out there and you're just going to go about and treat it like a job. You know, everybody says to us, oh, you know, you're a real estate agent. That's great. You get to make your own hours. You know what I mean? If you're making as much money as the effort you're putting in, if you only, you know, because you're accountable. So if you know, I want to do one piece of business before December and you put your mind to it, you're going to do it. But if every day you don't do any real estate and you know, socialize with your friends and you forget to mention you're a real estate agent, if you pick your kids up for school and you forget to hand out a business card to somebody or talk about real estate, if you don't hand out your business card, how are people going to know you're a secret agent, right? You're a secret agent and you're never going to get the business. So only you know how much effort you're putting in every day to get that business, right? You got to go out there and do it. This is the profession you chose, but it's a beautiful profession. Why? Because you go making it, you know, you go get a job as a dental assistant. You're making $50,000 a year. That's all you're making, right? As a real estate agent, you have endless potential to make as much money as you want. And if you made enough money for the year, you can just stop and take some time off. It's a beautiful thing about our thing, but you have to put the effort in. It's not, nobody's going to call you and go, hi, I want to sell my house. Can you please list it for me? It's never going to happen, right? And don't rely on your community, your friends, your family. I don't want to hear it. You got to be handing out business cards every day and talking to people. Don't be a secret agent. Tell people you're an agent, right? Okay. So this list you guys can use. I find it's really helpful to kind of keep track of stuff and see. I was going to go on there and show you guys how we look up our brokerage statistics real quick. Okay, so we're talking about doing some warm calls. What's another kind of warm call? Just listed, just sold. And you don't have to only do them for our brokerage, but if you're a newer agent, you have to be very careful about acting like that listing is yours. Okay, when you're calling it just listed and just sold. Because you're not allowed to advertise other agents. So the safest way to do it is to talk about our own brokerage. And this is how you do it. You go to search on our system and you go to predefined searches. Okay. And then you're going to go scroll down just a little bit and it'll say my brokerage history. Okay. And then I'm going to go continue. And again, I'll just go over to that EO9 area. Okay. So Toronto, EO9. Okay, I don't see, do we have anything AO9? Okay, no, I'm just gonna click on Toronto right now and see, because I don't have specifics here. We got 6 right in Toronto. Okay, so let's pick something in Byng Avenue. Okay, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna call Byng Avenue. Look at this cute little house, right? Cute little house Cassie has for sale. Okay, so I'm going to go in Canada 411 and I'm going to look up all the numbers on Byng Avenue, or I'm going to put my little comfy shoes on and I'm going to walk Byng Avenue. And I'm going to say, hey, did you see that listing we have up there? Isn't that a great price? It's such a cute little starter home for somebody affordable who doesn't want a condo. It's up for $769. Do you know anybody that wants to move into the neighborhood? Right? And they'll say, no, okay, no, I don't. Okay, that's great. Well, were you thinking of buying, were you thinking of selling your house in the near future? If that house went for, you know, is going to up for $769, I'm sure yours was fetch a lot more money, because I'm sure there's a lot bigger houses than this one on the street. This is a pretty cute tiny house. You know, I'd find something positive to say about their house and start a conversation with them. Even if that person whose door you knocked on or that person who you called isn't buying or selling themselves, they know something if they've lived some time in that area. they might say, oh no, but you know, the old lady across the street, her children have been coming and helping her take out her garbage every week. She's having a hard time. I think she might be thinking of selling soon. You want to be really friendly and nice and get that kind of intel and know your neighborhood, know your farm, know what's happening in your neighborhood, right? So this is important. That's just a quick way how you look up what's happening in our brokerage and how you go about like just either calling. And you can do this with just listed or you can do it with just sold as well. Whatever you do, you just pick our brokerage history first and it shows only what's happened from our agents because you can share that information without asking permission, right? Okay. So I'm just going to go back quickly to this article because I want to see if I've forgotten anything important to go over with you guys, because I know there's so many things you can do at this time of year and it's such a good time of year. You could tell, I think I left the date in here, 2017. I've been doing this article since 2017, so pretty familiar with it now. Relationship and contacts you may be paying in spring next year. Okay, yeah, it's true. So again, like I was saying, relationships and contacts that you're making now, it's not a wasted effort. If you're focusing to try and get one deal for the end of this year, those relationships and contacts you're building now, you're growing your center of influence. You're making yourself have, you already know your 2023 spring market is going to be good. You're going to have more listings and more sales and more buyers you're taking out than if you didn't put in the effort now. So that, don't think of it as a wasted effort. Like I say, all those no's now, not now, and no's are somebody who might use you in the future. Always remember to be a point of information for those people. Even if they're a no, try to turn them into your client. A no client is still eventually a yes client at some point in your career. Okay. So it doesn't mean you go, okay, no, bye. I would say, no problem. Do you want me to keep you up to date on what's happening in the neighborhood? Or, you know, what you'd like me to send you a newsletter, or do you want me to just something to keep in touch with those people on a regular basis, right? Let me see here. We talk about goal planning for sure. Net cost saves you must earn in the fourth quarter to have a great quarter. Yeah, so you know, like I say, here they're talking a little bit about how many weekends are left and how many days are left. Like here, this is what I was talking. Realistically, you should end up with about 60 to 80 days work. You know what's really helpful is to put a calendar up. So I kind of put it on my phone. And anybody who's calling me now to go to a Christmas party or go to a function or a potluck, I'm going to write it on my calendar and I'm going to knock those off as maybe I don't work those days. Functions, right? But I want to make sure that I am gathering at least another 60 days to 80 days, depending on how many days we have left in the year to work, right? Because if I don't, it's really easy to get caught up with, oh, well, you know, there's a party Wednesday and a party on Saturday. So maybe Thursday, Friday, I don't work either, right? Very easy to get caught up in that mentality. So if you post a big calendar on your wall, you know, when you wake up on Wednesday, even though there's a wedding you have to go to on Friday, Wednesday's a work day. Today is not the day off because I have that. That's the goal I'm working towards, right? Super important. I know it seems really menial to sit there and take it to pen and paper nowadays with our, you know, phones and whatnot, but whatever keeps you on track, whatever you're looking at on a regular basis to keep your goals in mind, you're going to hit them if you write them down and you keep yourself on track. To be disciplined in this industry for sure. My son calling me there while we're trading. Okay. 10 tips for maximizing. Follow your schedule, work days, meet your goals. We talked about that. Commit to being at work when you're at work and being at play when you're at play. You know, if you've taken Saturday off to enjoy the wedding, don't work. Go enjoy the wedding with your family and take the time off so you have that moment of reprieve to feel good about going to work again on Monday when you go to do it, okay? Track your numbers. So this is what I was talking. If we're not only tracking our numbers like this, I have a goal setting form that we'll go over at some point before the year is out. And we're going to say, what do we want for 2023? So you have to start thinking about your goals now. If you're new and you haven't done a deal, I think your goal should be one deal before the year is out. I think that's not an ambitious goal. Honestly, you guys could do 2 or 3 if you focus, right? But right now we're going to say 1. 1 is good. Let's all hit one goal and celebrate in December for it. 1 deal. Okay. But you should be also trying to think about what you want for 2023. Okay. So you're a newer agent this year. What's a, you know, not ambitious, but achievable goal, I should say, for 2023? Do you want to make 50,000 next year? Do you want to make 100,000 next year? What is your goal? Okay. Yeah. So start thinking about that. On average, how much are like houses in your farm area? If you're farming an area where the average homes are, you know, $1 million, What would your commission be? How many deals do you have to do to get to that goal? Then working backwards from that, how many calls do you have to be doing a day to get that deal? Like I was saying, put it in perspective. If I have to make 100 calls to get one person to say, yes, I'll sit down and have an appointment with you, right? That means that what? Maybe I should make 20 calls a day, Monday to Friday. How hard is it when you reduce it to something like that in your mind? Just focus enough on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday to sit down for an hour and make 20 calls, right? And when you get to that 100, hopefully you have one person that you can meet or one person that you can take out and see a house. You just need something to work with, right? That's the only thing. That's why I say, don't get caught up with, oh my God, I need to be trained on how to fill out the forms, or oh my God, I don't know how to prepare an offer, or I don't know how to prepare for my listing appointment. That means nothing without a client. Your goal right now as new agents or agents who are looking for more business is go and find who you're working with. Go and find, because that's something I can't do for you. When you guys come to me and you say, hey, look, I got somebody who wants to list their property, or hey, I got a buyer I'm working with. Great, no problem. I can help you prepare for that. And you'll make you look like you've been working at this for 10 years, like a professional agent. But I don't know your circle of influence. I don't know your center of influence. I don't know who your contacts are, right? You guys have to put in that legwork to bring somebody to work with. I can give you ideas, like call expired listings. If you don't do it, you won't find business. I can tell you to go, if you're going out this Friday, Thanksgiving weekend, I'm sure you guys might be having some dinners somewhere or invited somewhere. Try it out. Just make use of it to talk to everybody at the party and hand out your business card and do that. Bring me a contact for you guys to work with next week, right? Okay, because I'd be so excited if I push you guys a little bit and you guys bring in a deal for the end of this year. I'd be super excited with you guys. Okay. This one says, accept that it's okay that you're the only one in the office. So I hear this time of year going, but nobody's working. But nobody's working. You know what I mean? Nobody came in the office. Hardly anybody was there. Usually the office is full. Nobody's working right now. Oh, it's really slow. Don't get caught up in that, because you got to think about the flip side of things. Like I was saying, that so many agents now, yeah, maybe a lot of the agents who made their goals for this year aren't working now, right? Because it's holiday season, right? But it's less competition for you at the end of the day. If you want, as a newer agent, to have a good time, a great time, this is good because less competition out there right now working. So we talked about everybody relocating and motivated buyers from the falling prices. Expect that some of your listings may want to take a break. This is a good one. Anybody you're working with who potentially might want to be listing their property. I actually have a client right now who showings are going really, really slow. We were talking about taking the listing down, and I used this strategy with her right now. I said, okay, but let's just keep it up for a little bit. I said, first, we paid for the status certificate, right? I said, but second, we're in the phone market with that little bit of boost, and the relocations are happening with a lot of business. People want to move before the end of the year. They want to move before Christmas comes. So just keep it up a little bit. So it's good objection handling for your clients as well, who are thinking of listing and saying, oh, it's not a good time. Maybe I'll wait till the spring, right? So you can try and sort of objective handle with your clients that way. There we go. I think we covered just about everything. I kind of know the article because I don't read it verbatim and I just do it on the fly. So we go ahead and do that. The last thing I got to remind you guys of is this over and over again. Ask for help. Ask for help. Come in and ask for help. I can't imagine that you guys are struggling and frustrated, you know what I mean, at home if you don't come and you ask for help. Okay. I'm here most days sitting. Ask you to shoot me a text. You guys know I try my best to be here and present for at least, half hour, an hour for some one-on-one time with you guys. So ask me, maybe we can work through your frustration. Maybe you come to me and you say, I called 100 people this week and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'll sit and I'll listen to you, make a few phone calls. We can critique what you're doing wrong, maybe tweak how you're speaking to your clients. Maybe there's some points that you're missing that we could push them a little bit to try and get them to list or buy right now. Whatever the case may be, I'm always here. He's always here. VJ's always here. Reach out, ask for help. You know what I mean? You aren't expected to already know what to do in every situation, right? That's why I try to go over objective handling and I try to go over all these ideas to help you guys. I literally just sit and think of how do I go and find business, and I try to put it on paper and tell you guys, because these are true things that I do. I go through expired, I go through terminated. I love bins in driveways. I knock on every door of bins that I see in driveways because I'm like, that person is renovating. I'm like, why are you renovating? Hi, I'm Christine from Remax. I'm like, beautiful house. You doing a renovation? Do you mind if I come in and see? Great, no problem. You thinking of selling? No? Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you how much your house is worth after the renovation's done. I'd love to see the renovation when it's done, right? So come up with the things that you're good at. Don't be afraid of door knocking, but if you're afraid of door knocking, then you have to network somehow. Do you know what I mean? You have to network somehow. There's these pillars in real estate. We say like, your open houses, your door knocking, your for sale by owners, you're just listed, you're just expired, your farming area. These are all your center of influence. You don't have to work all the pillars if you really hate door knocking, but you have to be working 3 or 4 of them to be getting business somehow. You know what I mean?
Can
You have
come
to.
with me this month, please? Door knocking, you and me.
Where I have to take out a group then because people will kill me. People ask me every day to go door knocking with them. We have to take out a group. You know what? I took out a group. I'm going to tell all of you guys, and I don't know who was here when I did it or not. And I'm not going to name names, but only girls showed up. And Johannes and Shiraz were with us. But Johannes and Shiraz, I did a door knocking and we went as a nice big group. Johannes and Shiraz were there with us and it was all girls. So you guys have to come, like I say, come be active.
Wish another time,
Yeah,
but I don't have card that time.
that's okay. You're going to get your cards soon now. Yeah, and you're going to be able to hand them out and network and do some business and it'll be fine.
Look,
Yes.
I am driving in Stockton for many years.
Yes. So you have lots of contacts.
This guy is also driving in Stockton. Now, any business
Yes.
takes time.
Yes.
For example, to get students,
Mhm.
I don't do anything.
Yeah.
They know me already.
Yeah.
They call me.
So you have to make your real estate business like that, right?
No. Look, it is not easy.
Not easy. It's not
Real
easy.
estate is big money.
Mhm.
Huh?
Yeah.
To sell or to buy, it takes time.
It does. Mhm.
And then people, they should know us.
Mhm.
Who am I?
Mhm.
Whether I'm a real estate agent or not, they don't know me.
They don't know you.
For new people, it is not easy.
So let me ask you this.
Right.
What are you doing to let people know that you're a real estate agent?
Me?
Yeah. Like you say, they don't know you. I saw your ad. You put that beautiful ad in for the whatever it
That's
was.
little thing.
Little thing, one little
That's
thing,
nothing.
right? But it was something.
Something.
Mhm.
That many people, if they can look and they know that Johannes is doing real estate,
Mhm.
they can keep it. One day they'll call me.
Mhm.
Now, if I'm good in when I am handling my students good,
Mhm.
those students, they will come to buy from me
Mhm.
because I was good as a teacher.
Mhm. Yeah.
Teaching.
Mhm.
And then what I'm saying is, for example, I don't call. Even when the students, they call me, bunches of students, they call me to practice
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah.
I don't accept it. There are many people
Yeah.
calling me.
Yeah.
I wish if they call me like for buying a house or selling a house. This is not happening right now. Yeah, it takes time.
It takes time. Like I say, like I was saying to you, the best way you get to know is being a listing agent. So your focus should always be on getting listings, right? I know we make more money with buyers, but then you're constantly chasing business. Like you said, with your driving now, people are calling you. That's the way you have to create your real estate business. And how do people know your name? Okay. The best way is a listing with a sold sign on it because they know that you're successful and you know what you're doing
Mhm.
because they see your sold sign. You're going to get called.
I have to
And
say.
when you have a for sale sign, you're going to get buyers calling you, right? So that's where you're picking up your buyers. Don't constantly be chasing business.
The
Your
only-
focus now should be to grow that foundation of business so you can live on your repeat, your referral, your word of mouth, being known, right? And your farm area when you don't have business.
What do you mean?
right?
farm area?
Like I was talking about a farm area where you just pick a few hundred homes and focus. That's where you would flyer.
Mhm.
That's what you would look at it terminated, expired. Whenever you're actively looking for business, you only go in your farm area to get to know your farm area, right? But other than that, you're taking business everywhere else when you're getting all this repeat referral, friends, center of influence, family, whatever, right?
Anyways, the only thing is I'm doing it.
Everybody good online? You guys are so quiet online. No faces. Don't forget to join us for our potluck tomorrow evening. We could celebrate the brokerage together. Have lots of good, yummy food coming in. So come and join us 6:30 tomorrow. All right, see everybody. Everybody have a great week. Tuesday morning, we're having the guest speaker come again for social media. I believe this week he's doing Instagram, but I'll double check his schedule and page it out. He'll be doing Instagram, and then I think the following week he's doing TikTok and LinkedIn. He's doing a couple of good ones for the next following Tuesday. So this Tuesday, I think it's Instagram. You'll see it paged out from the office anyways. Everybody have a good evening. Have a good week.